Right. Hi everyone. I know it's been a long time since I've uh, posted actually on a regular basis to do with YouTube. I thought I'd do another live one, so just bear with me while I sort out this camera. It's just gotta get it a little bit balanced, a little bit that'll do. Right, what this is about is this last year I've been quite really unwell to do with the which I thought was a cancer scare. It turned out to be psychoidosis, and I've been really unwell since about April time. I did successfully run some, and one of my two scheduled RPGs at the Games Expo. But I had to drop the second one, which I still feel very guilty about. I did talk to John Dodd the day before, and he said, "Look, if you're really unwell, just don't run, just don't turn up, don't worry about it." And that's what happened. But I still feel really guilty about it. I can't help it. I still feel guilty now. I don't think I was quite ready with that particular one that I was going to run, and anyway, but I was just so rough on that weekend. I don't even know how I made it through the first game that I really enjoyed, even though the players did treat it more like it was D&D than Lone Wolf, which I'm okay with. It was a one-off, and we enjoyed it. The only thing is, I did wobble quite a bit when it came to the actual start of the adventure, and I screwed up once or twice as well, so it affected my confidence. And really, since I've taken a time out, my confidence has dropped quite a lot. Because just previously, just before then, I actually only made it through two sessions of my planned Pathfinder campaign, and only now I've just started to do a little bit of stuff for that, because I've printed out the map. I've sorted out a map of this island using Fractal Mapper, which I'm very pleased with because I used the tutorial to help me. And it looks really great. It's a shame I can't show anything here, but I might do a mock-up thing and sort of a similar island and show you what I can do with it, because I'm actually really pleased at how it turned out and stuff like that. So I'm pleased with that. But it just feels to me, because it's been quite a long time since I've actually got it feels it. I mean, June ain't really that long, but it just feels it to me that it has been a fair bit of time for me not getting behind the GM screen and actually running things, and my confidence is just has dropped somewhat because of my social anxiety anyway has got worse due to illness and that. So I haven't been feeling it as well. I've had suicidal thoughts, which are really bad. But I really do want to run more games. I do want play different type of games, because the type of game I'm most used to at the moment is fantasy, obviously D&D type games like the dungeon crawls and the stuff that I'm doing at the moment. That is my comfort zone. That is what I'm most comfortable with, but it's not really what I like to be. I'd like to become a much better GM, a hell of a lot better GM than I am now. I do feel when it is particularly within D&D, I believe I'm fairly good GM. I know I'm a good GM. I don't see myself as a brilliant GM, just a good, solid GM that doesn't make mistakes like everyone else. But when I do make them, even though the little ones, it can get magnified a bit, and maybe a little bit too hard on myself, quite often too hard on myself when I look over at past games. And it's something I can't help. It's something that I'm trying to resolve and be easy. I'm actually getting counselling coming up soon, which hopefully will trickle on with the hobby side of things, and I'll be able to much better with things like that, and maybe not be too hard on myself and over analyze stuff too much. But mind you, can learn off your mistakes. Some of the things that you do in the past, you can learn off of, and that's what I do. Try to learn as much as I can, but trying not to over analyze or even worry about what other people would think and stuff like that. I want people to enjoy the games, yes, but I shouldn't worry too much about things as such. So yeah, it's that for me really. I want to be able to relax more as a GM, be able to trust more in my instincts as well as my decision making, which overall I do think is good. It's just certain things I'm just lacking experience with, like certain games, horror-based games. I've played a few Call of Cthulhu games, but not that many. I don't rate myself in that field with role-playing, GMing, a horror-based game as that high. I would, if it was out of 10, I would probably rate myself as a 4 maybe on that sort of scale. I lack experience with those games. With hero-based games, I've got even less experience. I mean, I've done very, very, very little. I've run the Batman role-play game, a little purple book that I've still got somewhere. I've run, I think, a little bit of the Golden Heroes. That's basically it. So my experience as a GM is very much on the small side. Let's hold on a moment. I don't even know if. So that's, I know the areas where I want more experience with. I want to have much more experience with GM in horror-based games. The only way you're going to do that is by running them. And to start with, I do want to run the published ones that are in the books, like Call of Cthulhu. I've got Call of Cthulhu 50s, which is a series of 50s adventures. I was actually quite disappointed that it wasn't a source book as such. It was just adventures. They should have had a source book of 50s material and stuff like that, where it covers the 50s, the culture of the 50s, and just add a good 100 or so pages worth of that sort of stuff. Sort of like the because I've got that one here as well. I just can't see any of this. Like the Atomic Horror, for example. If I can see it, I might not be able to. Just give me a moment. I might see it, I might not. No, whenever you want something, it's just not here. No, I got the GURBS Atomic Horror RPG published in 1993. It's ugly as sin. I mean, it looks really ugly. Really brilliant cover for it, but the source material itself is really wonderful. It was a really, really well written book, and I thoroughly enjoy reading through that. And actually going to read through some of these stuff of that again at some point, because it helped me with a 50s B-movie wargaming project that I'll be working on, and I'll be reading that to help with the some of the plans that I'll be doing with that as well. So that would be great. But it is some horror-based games is something that I would like to play more. One thing related to that I've been quite nervous with is the Vampire the Masquerade stuff. It is very political, so it does put me off as a GM and actually as a player a bit. Now I've seen the stuff being played and stuff like that. It does look, really great, and the source material in itself fantastic. And I know there's a new Vampire the Masquerade book coming out very soon, and I'm looking forward to actually I will get that by Christmas. I'm going to get it, and I promise you one thing: with White Wolf stuff over the next year, this is the thing that I will pledge. I'm going to run one game of Vampire the Masquerade, because I've got no experience with it. At least one game, maybe more than that, and see how I feel after I've run that particular game. Hopefully, within that book, they've made it easy for first time GMs, and actually constructed an adventure for especially first time GMs that haven't run a storytelling game before. Hopefully they've done that, and it's a nice and easy. People can run. Anyone can probably run quite easily without getting too bogged down with politics and stuff like that. I'm hoping that would be the case. And I do know you don't have to really go so deep the political side of things up in the Masquerade anyway. But yeah, I'd like to play and run more horror-based games. Call of Cthulhu is some of my favourite source material, and H.P. Lovecraft and all that. So I'd love to run they a lot more than I can. And I do have a local group in Redfield, the Redfield Knights. I've had to take out time out because I've been so very ill, extremely ill. I'm still not well. I mean, I got this coming back, so I've had a little mini relapse, but nowhere near the way it was. And obviously, as I said, because I got emotional earlier, that I have been feeling really depressed, and the suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. So it hasn't been great, but I am trying my best to, improve myself and get myself feeling better with it. But yeah, I definitely want to get back behind the GM screen. I'm really hoping the sound comes out on this. I didn't check beforehand, but I'm sure it is, because it did last time, so I'm hoping so. Mind you, I probably will end up getting a separate microphone at some point. Most definitely gonna get one. But yeah, it's not just that. I want to run hero-based games. I've already got Brave New World, which is getting another new edition at some point. So it's that I would like to run. I would like to run hero-based, loads of hero-based type games. Sci-fi I've got a little bit more experience with, so I rate myself as probably about 5 out of 10, probably definitely middling on that. So I've had to run a few games, a little bit more confident with it, but it has been a long time as well, so that lacks the confidence with that. And I've got loads and loads of sci-fi based games, The Coon Traveller, not the absolute latest edition, the Mongoose one before. I do have Syntheside, really great game, which I will have to do a video on at some point, definitely. See, I can't. Oh, get it out because it's here. Which is this one. Which which actually I don't know why, but it's all back to front. But hopefully it'll come out the right way, because last time I did a video it ended up all the text all back to front. So yeah, it's I'm going to read the back of this. No justice, no peace, no future. Civilization collapsed a long time ago in the wake of mutant warfare. Survivors toil beneath the boot heel of their privileged synthetic overlords. The Pharnaxis Church, a corrupt machine cult, suffocates the galaxy with their typical dogma. Yet you and your friends make a name for yourself as sharpers, lowly space criminals contracting with gangs and mega corporations alike. Superside is a tabletop role-playing game for 2 to 6 players. In this guide, you find everything you need to narrate compelling characters through the deep, cynical universe where hunger guides your gunhead. And yeah, I've read through some of this. I do really like what they've got in here. They don't exactly write out adventures as such, but instead they do these flowchart things where you can write your adventures doing it that way, which is a really great help. I still would have liked at least a starter adventure in here, and I'm hoping there is some online somewhere, some adventures I can run. Because that's one of my biggest weaknesses, actually, is working out plots and writing stuff out for individual adventures. I'm actually, much more comfortable with the, obviously, as I say, D&D. And I've got loads of ideas for the current campaign I'm running, but able to maintain a campaign and plot things out over a long period of time is not easy for me. And I know there's plenty of videos out there which people will help hopefully point out some good ones for me that would be very helpful. But yeah, it's things like this I'd love to run. I would absolutely probably really enjoy that. There's cooperation as well. I mean, I'm just looking through them now. That's the yeah, and here. Oh. That's the Atomic Age Call of Cthulhu 1950s, which I will run. I'll be running some games actually online as well. I got Warlock of Firetop Mountain that I'm considering about running. I'm a bit uncomfortable at the moment to run just yet, but I will. But I got literally a game called Yellow Dawn as well is another one. Another one that I think it would be wonderful to run. Westward, a sort of like steampunkish, I believe, RPG using the D6 system. Another one that I really would like to get to run one day. There's loads of different types of games I'd like to run. I want to get more experience with. So it's the sci-fi, it's the horror. It's just really most of the genres I'd like to run at some point. I've done D20 modern games with a sort of like the Urban Arcana and the Dark Matter, and that's a sad thing is saying about Urban Arcana, my copy of Urban Arcana got water damaged. I had to chuck away my Urban Arcana campaign book and about half a dozen books, including Critical Locations, which I was really devastated with. The D20 Menace manual had to be chucked out because the damage was too great. It was in a box, it was right at the bottom. Some were okay, but the ones at the very bottom just got ruined, and I was really devastated. Not Star-Lord, there was some other one that I had. I can't even remember the name of the the book. It's quite needed course systems, but I still like to replace the stuff that I've got. I had at some point over. It'll have to be over a long period of time, because to get some of the stuff again, I checked online, and quite a lot of money actually for some of the stuff that I spent maybe 20-30 quid's worth. Some of the source books on their own does seem to end up with a heftier price tag than they did originally, even taking into account of the inflation. It's because they're out of print, so of course it's going to cost more. But yeah, I know I'm rambling on, but the whole point is I'd like to run different type of games. I'd love to enjoy and relax with a game. Me GMing a game, and not worrying too much about making the mistakes and stuff like that. So these are the games that I like the more experience with, most definitely. One of my favourite type of game is the steampunk game. I absolutely love and enjoy steampunk stuff. I mean, Wild West Exodus, even though I haven't played, I haven't actually played a single game yet with it. I came close, but never got round to playing it, and now they got a new edition. I got the stuff ready to go, and quick shout out, because since May, some people, quite a fair few people know, but set up a new new games club. It's the it's mainly a war games club, but I dropped the war and just had it as a games club to hopefully, for people to really see that it's a club for any type of game. So if you wanted to play an RPG there, card games, board games, whatever, you can play it there. The problem is, at the moment, with the situation it is, we launched in May. I think we should have waited a little bit longer, because it's a World Cup and everything else. And to be honest, we haven't picked up a single member as of yet. Nothing much we can do. We've actually got 30 people on Facebook with it, so that ain't too much of a problem, because there is the interest there. It just hasn't trickled down yet, and I'm sure over the next couple of months it will. We've also a prime location. We're in Speedwell actually, so we are literally got a bus stop right outside. We're within walking distance of fish ponds, within 20 minutes walk. I've done that in the past, and that's 20 minutes. Hillfields is about 10 to 12 minutes. Same with St George, Kingswood 15. Whitehall, you walk there within 12 minutes. So we'll St George area as well. I mean, that's just walking, let alone the anything else. And I know I'm going off tangent a bit, but it's just important I get this little bit of information out. So we've got we've set up a new games club. The website's up and running. I've done a really good job with the website as well. Facebook group site, I actually did a reasonable job with the logo as well. It's just unfortunately I haven't been able to do much in the way of advertising, because when you've got literally no money, literally on a shoestring again, which is where I'm at again, which I was with the gaming convention I ran for 2 years. I was on a shoestring. I'm on that again. I've got flyers that I can print out and that, and I will get some more out. And I've got a few flyers in these park things where you can see the flyers behind glass or plastic. They're not glass, they're plastic. yeah, I got some of them out and stuff. So I will get the word out more and more and more, and I keep hitting Twitter and stuff like that. I put it out on here. So I'll keep going with it, and hopefully the word will start getting out. It'll be word of mouth as well. Because we're a friendly bunch. We're not really cliquey as such. We're quite a friendly bunch. You come in, say hi, I'll say hi. I mean, because I'm living literally a stone's throw away from the place. If there's a certain game you want to play, oh, I want to play this game, Runebound, or oh, I want to play this war game. I don't mind actually grabbing that and grabbing some of them, especially if it's small skirmish type game, war game you want to try out. You tell me, so long as I'm told, handy tell me the day before, I'll bring it down. No problem there. And if it's just a board game or something you want to play, Blood Royal, what was it? The Dragon game, not Dragon Riders. I've known that game off by heart for years. Ian Livingstone game anyway, with dragons. Wonderful game. I played it a few times when I was in my 20s. Haven't played it for well over 20 years. I find actually find it difficult for people. The gaming group won't really play it as such because they're focused on the RPG stuff. That's fine. So I'll take it down to one of these local board game nights at that pub or somewhere, or less people's going to want to play it at the club. But yeah, that would be great. You see, just I should relax over that. I think it would be fine. I think it really will. But yeah, it's a nice place. The Meadowvale Community Centre in Speedwell. All the information is on the main website and on Facebook as well. And to be honest, it is quite reasonably worked out. The pricing structure, because I'm the secretary. I mean, I'm not the chairman or anything else like that. Even though I'm the one who initially set this up and got the ball rolling, even before the other two, Tim and Bill, got involved. The treasurer is Tim, Bill is the chairman. I was setting this up anyway, and I had a big delays with it because other things are happening, and then it needed refurbishment. So really, technically, I should have had it run set up months before then. But never mind. It's there. It's not gonna. I don't see it folding for quite some time. I don't see it folding actually, because if you can get about 20 odd regular members there, we'll be fine. I'm sorry, I've gone off tangent from what I was on about, but I will get back to it in a moment. The membership, if you just want it just as you're going to be there occasionally, then maybe go for this one. £3 all day. You can play from 10 a.m, which is roughly when I'll be turning up. Hopefully, I'll usually turn up just before 10 or by 9:30, quarter to 10, or round about by 10. But I usually will be there, definitely there. That'll be £3 for the day, 10 to 6 p.m. If you wanted a 6-month membership, it's 25. If it's for the full year, that's 50 quid. And that's because we're running every 2 weeks, fortnightly. That's at least 24 to 26 sessions in a whole year. That's you're going to make everyone. I can't see everyone making every single one, but some people may be able to make most. I've got to make near enough all of them. And so yeah. So I'm sure that I'll pick up. But I needed to just do a shout out with the club. So it's Quickfires Gaming Club. And our next session is not this weekend, it's the weekend after. Yeah, just chuck me in one of these. Oh yeah, back to what I was on about, but I needed to get all that off my chest. Yeah, I really love and enjoy the steampunk era genre. I don't even know if that's pronounced right, sorry. And I'd love to run a lot more steampunk games, and I've got a few in my collection somewhere. I know I have. That's just one of them. I know I got the PDF for the GOL steampunk. Actually, got GOL horror, which was a nice book, but it needed a little bit extra than what I had in there. That's D20, and I got Humanish as well, which is another a rules light. Forgetting where the camera was. A rules light game, which I like to write a few adventures for, but I really want to improve upon my writing when it comes to creative writing. What I say creative writing, of course, I want to be able to plot out my adventures and stuff like that properly, and to be able to construct a good adventure to do with it. And I'm sure I will get that at that point. You can't rely too much all the time on published stuff anyway, especially when you're running games. You should be able to come up with your own stuff, should be able to run your own stuff. With the Escape from Kraken Island, I've got a lot of stuff here. I've got to transfer quite a bit of it down on paper because I've only told literally one or two people. And Sean Connors is one I've told some of the plans to, and he actually really likes what I came up with because I've got a lot of things planned out for it, and now I've got to get it on paper. So I'm going to enjoy writing that. I'm sure I'll be able to get there with it, at least in the short term. Because all I got to do really is just break it up into stages up to a certain point, and then I've got enough source material to get them to a certain level, or a certain point. Then I can have a break, and then I can get back to it because I'll have a break, and then I can work out where I'm going from there, and then come back into it again. And there will be enjoyable sort of game to run in the long run, and I'm committed to it. As if the players want to come back to it and run it. If not, I will probably run afresh with a new group of people. And to be honest, even though I'm a part of the group at Filton, they've welcomed me back with they said they can come back, play with the Starfinder campaign is great, but it's not their fault. Everyone's working in that. They can only meet irregularly, and I like to play more. So Redfield Nights have come in handy running games, and I have considered setting up a fresh gaming group at some point. Probably not yet. Probably going to be a while, but I may go there. I'm not sure yet. But I probably will be running some games online as well. Definitely will be running games online. But the whole point is I've got to build up my confidence again behind the GM screen, and it's not always easy. Well, that is nice. That's really nice. Yeah, I know. I know. Several people know about it. I'm just wondering if I can. Is that a share option? Oh dear. Oh, I hate it when you've got to rewrite out your whole thing again. I can remember my own passwords. It's usually I think that's what I forgot to do. That's because I've changed things, haven't I? Bear with me. Well, no one there anyway, so it doesn't matter about bear with me. There we go. Should have done that right at the start, and I didn't, and it doesn't really matter. Actually, something I don't know if they do to do with the Games Expo, because it's such a big thing at the start of June, end of May, start of June time. It would be nice if they did do confidence building workshops with GMs. GMs may have lost quite a lot of confidence in that due to whatever has happened in their personal lives, whatever, or just in general. I actually had a workshop tailored to bring up their self-esteem and confidence, so that when they're running, especially at a gaming convention, they're feeling more sure of themselves and more confident with themselves than they were before they did the workshop. I don't even know if that's already in place or no, but it would be nice if they were doing one next year. I probably will sign up, definitely, because I'm gonna tackle this confidence problem, the social anxiety thing that I've got. I've come a long way over the years, I'm telling you. From what I was like 10 years ago to now, I'm a completely different person. I've overcome quite a lot. There's still a long way to go. And I've had a knock this year anyway, so I'm really quite low with things anyway. But hopefully I will start picking up and I'll start feeling better than I have been, and start enjoy running and playing games again. But as I said earlier, one of the games I will be running probably next year is the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, the Advanced Fighting Fantasy Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I'm going to run a game online here. I'll be running one at Redfield Nights. My only concern is how long is it going to take to run the whole thing, because it's quite fast paced anyway, but there's quite a lot to it. So I want to find out by running a few games to see how long on average it takes, because if it does take round about 3.5, close to 4 hours, I'll definitely run it at the Games Expo next year. I've got to see how long it runs, because that would be my second choice game. My My thirst will always be Lone Wolf. I will be running another Lone Wolf. I will always run Lone Wolf every year at the Games Expo in tribute to Joe Deaver, and I will not stop doing that. If I attend the Games Expo, I will always run Lone Wolf either on a Friday evening or a Saturday morning, and I'll probably go back to possibly do a. I'm not sure when I'll run, because this year I did deal. One of the things that I did deal this year is they did have it start time as in 10 a.m. in the past, but they brought it to 9 a.m. and I just felt it was a tad early. I do feel that 10 a.m. for me is a better time than the 9 a.m. But that's only my personal feelings on it. It just felt a little tad early, really, because that means you got to get, especially if you're up, you haven't got to bed till about maybe gone to, which is would be your own fault. It's sort of like a pain to really get there at on time to run your games. And I'm in the same hotel that I was in this year. I booked in for next year, and actually it's about over 20 odd quid cheaper by doing it early, so I did it, and so I will be there for next year. But I booked it for 2 people, so there's a spare room going in case, depending if the same person's going to have that room for next year or if it's going to be different, like somebody else. I'm going to worry about that next year, because there's no good worry about that now. So I've got to eat this because I want it to start melting off. Lucky it's colder than it has been lately, so I'll give it another bit longer, and then I'll knock this one in the head. But I'll do a few live ones over time and see how it picks up, because I haven't really done hardly any, none. Actually, started watching The Flash again, because it was such a long time, because I only got through most of season 1, and I never continued watching it because it was on, I think Virgin had it on the box sets or something, or somewhere, and then they took it off, and I didn't get around to watching it, so I thought start again and watch the whole thing through. And I got the first 3 seasons on Sky, so that's what I'm doing. Actually, that's the only other thing. I'm in the middle of I've actually got Sky installed. I'm getting rid of Virgin Media after 10 years. Too many for ring. I can have the best internet in the universe, but there's other things that really were lacking. And I just grew tired after 10 years. I wanted to change, so I've gone for this Sky. Hopefully I feel it's a good decision. It saved me quite a bit of money by swapping over, so I'll see how things go. Oh, that was nice. Oh, this is the other thing, is because of this games club now, I've been doing sorting out the scenery and stuff, and I built my first bit of major scenery for the games club. I went on the terrain tutor, and they showed how to build rocks and stuff like that using expanding foam. So that's what I've done. And actually, it's not turned out too badly. There was a few fingerprints. I'm thinking, well, that's a really rookie mistake. I know what to do in future when it dries. Just sandpaper it anyway. But here it is. If I can, I feel that's turned out quite well. Okay, yeah, I've used those pebble things and stuck them on and gone quite basic with it, but it's there. It looks actually pretty good, to be honest, to me. It really does look nice, and I like the that there are a few holes and stuff, natural holes and things, and it looks quite natural. And yeah, I've done it where it's been sort of like hacked out a bit over time, and that's my first one. I got 7 to go with different sizes and stuff, and but yeah, I'm really pleased with that. My father cut the base out for me. It took ages for it to dry. It just used up a little too much wood glue on it. I really wanted to make sure it's solidly on there, and it is now. And that's the first one to go up to the club. Definitely will be taking that up to the club, and hopefully I'll have the others done by then as well. I've actually only got a small pot of grey, which I use for this one, but I got to get some grey paint, and not small pots either, a much larger acrylic based one to be able to do that. But if you've got any tips on that on painting these SIGs, I think I've done a really decent job, then please do, because I've got quite a few of them actually, and I'll be back in a moment. It's going to be empty space for a moment. But, it's all right. Yeah. I am back. These are to go. So I got that one, which I feel I really should do desert base for that one. Also, probably a desert base for that one as well. So, if there's any suggestions on which paints I should use for it, should I go with the grey with the other one, or should I go differently? I'll probably go grey with the small one there. Got 7 of them, so I've got a few more to glue onto the bases. But yeah, I know you about beveling the edges, but I think that's fine with that. I mean, I think that's okay, to be honest. I mean, if that's individual about beveling the edges, you could do actually. I might have get some of these beveled a bit. But yeah, I enjoyed actually making that, and that was so easy to do using the expanding foam and literally spraying the expanding foam onto some greaseproof paper, waiting for that to set, carving it out a little bit, filing it, sandpapering it down, and then putting some polyfiller over it, and they turn out like this. The only thing is some of them cracked a little bit, but that's because they covered up the whole lot, and you probably don't have to cover up the whole lot with the polyfiller, but I did this time. The next set I won't. I'm going to have it more akin to what was shown on the video, train shooter video, but really overall I enjoyed doing them. Got to be careful with my fingerprints. I don't know if you can actually see any of them, but there are fingerprints there somewhere. No, you can't. But yeah, pretty cool piece of pretty cool model, to be honest. And I'm sure the pebbles like that is fine to just like that, not doing anything to them. Actually, they're still drying. Actually, I'm still pushing them a bit, moving them a bit. Or maybe I should find a pickaxe for there, and just paint one up and glue it to a side or something. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Oh, I did play the Conan Exiles the other day. Usually I shy away from especially online MMO games, as the social anxiety for that is particularly at its strongest, more so than anything else. I actually really did enjoy it. Got quite addictive with the surviving, dying a hell of a lot, but surviving and constructing things and stuff. So I enjoyed that aspect of the game, and I probably will go back for another long session at some point. You don't have to interact with that many. I've seen a few people. I'm sure different players there, but they usually leave you alone. That's what I like. If you want to mix in with people, you can. I don't like to be forced. And if someone sets up by hello and gave me advice and that, I'm okay with that. But I don't like the work with MMOs when it comes to new bashing, or even the word, this new thing, because at some point, most people are going to learn and on their own, no problem. There'll be a very few that'll end up just being dicks or whatever, not being very pleasant, and they're the ones that don't stick around anyway with the game. Don't mind you, it does get on my nerves when all that people just keep bashing people new to the game and stuff like that, and on their horse with their fantastic magical gear or something like that, and all they do is trash people that are new to the game and stuff like that, and it doesn't help matters. You help the people that are having problems in game rather than bash them. Okay, because it's not really constructive anyway to do stuff like that. So I tend to stay away from a lot of online games because of dicks, basically. Yeah, it's closing in on an hour. I will be switching off fairly soon. I've rambled on, and hopefully some of this will come out. Is there anything else that we want to talk about? Because I've pretty much covered the confidence thing, and I'm sure to do with this, just finish off on that. I got some really wonderful mates, really wonderful people I know initially from online. Used to be Rogue DM and John Allen Large, the Red Dice Diaries, and people like that, Sean Connors, and loads of people, and Glory as well. Another mate of mine. Can't remember his latest. Sorry, mate, I cannot remember your channel name, Glory. I think you've changed it. I haven't got a clue. Sorry, don't kill me. Sorry, but yeah, I'm sure there's plenty enough people that help me to really build up the confidence and for me to feel more comfortable within myself as a GM and as a person as well. So yeah. One good thing is I do have some counselling coming up. I've waited since beginning of March. They said it takes 6 to 9 months to get this counselling underway, which is a long time for anyone. I'm reaching 6 months, so it could be up to another 3 months beyond that. So I might not even get any counselling in this year. But it's a place in Bristol called the Greenhouse. They deal with people to do, I think it's domestic violence and sexual violence and stuff like that, abuse, serious abuse. So I'm having 24 sessions of that. Just very quickly, and I know it's quite personal, but I've been having a little dig into my past, and there's some unpleasant stuff has come up some more, which I don't want to go to really here as such. But one of the things I did find out, which I will say, is when I was about 1 year old, something like that, I was told by my mother that she was with my nan at the time, and my nan smelt my bottle, and it smelt of cider. Now it could be, where he was drinking, but if that smelt cider, that means he was giving me alcohol. There's only one, and that's on top of everything else I've had done to me. So yeah, I'm dealing with some heavy stuff that's been revealed, and it's not easy to handle. So I'm hoping to get the counselling up and running, so that I hope to get all that sorted out. Let's have a okay. Sorry, just because I'm pretty new to the live streaming. I've got at the bottom here. They've got a green dot, but they've also got loads of little white dots. I'm just wondering what all that's about. I do not know. I know that's the mic. I know that's sharing and stream. So I will be ending this in a moment. So just finish things up. Actually, I haven't been reading more. Definitely been reading more. So at the moment, I'm reading the book here. First book. So I'm in the middle of that. So I'm reading more. I'm reading through my RPG material more. And I'll be reading some more a little later on. So that's good. Focus and that. And concentration is very poor, and my memory is poor, but I'm hoping to sort this out. And what I find out and get to the bottom is why my concentration is that poor, why I cannot work out stuff that is simple for other people, like folding away a table when I've been shown how to do it. I know how to do it, and sometimes I'll be left where I can't make connection in the brain to how it's done, and I'll be 5 minutes or so which I'm scratching my head, and then all of a sudden it'll click, or might not click, somebody show me, and they think I'm stupid. I'm not. Other times I can do it straight away. Same with some of the things about putting stuff in bags and stuff like that. Oh, it doesn't move. Do it that way. I know that. I know that. It's just other times I would do it straight away. It's this sort of thing, and it's not due to stupidity and other things. It's concentration. My focus isn't too great, and it annoys the hell out of me. So like when I'm doing wargaming, and this is a thing that's helping me improve my concentration, because I'm regularly wargaming now. Because you've got to focus. So it is helping slowly to improve things with my concentration and focus. So I've been playing X-Wing, and I will sometimes mess up with the dials, which I pick the wrong dial up, or something like that, or literally forget to move something, and I have to get prompted that you've still got that one to move and stuff. And I keep hitting into asteroids. Actually, asteroids I've gotten much better with, but it's being careful of the edges, and I'm sure with experience I'll be able to sort that out. But that sort of stuff I just wanted to touch on lightly with that. So yeah, it's been virtually an hour now, and I really do have to go in a moment. But up and coming plans for me now is to get behind the GM screen, play more games, play different type of war games. Got a Clash of Empires ancient game, Celts versus Romans coming up. I did look at Hell Caesar, but honestly, even though it's a really great game, it just felt like they just did the rules more for clubs than for the home, and I do think that was a mistake. And they can change the size of the centimeters, inches, and stuff like that. I still feel they should have focused a little bit more having these. Some games they could be held on a 6x4 foot table, every table you've got available, and that should have been reflected in some of the rules. Hopefully they can rectify it with a new edition, which I do believe it does need. And look who's coming. My little Lola, right on the hour. Bless her. So I got that coming up. So I'm on the computer quite a bit. I'm trying to play Xenonauts, and I'm finding it a very hard game to beat. But I will get there eventually. Also, I don't know, I'm just running over an hour now. I'm back to running to writing Wildcard West. I've made quite a big bit of progress with that. Sorted out some of the bottlenecks that I've had with it, some of the problems, some rewrites, plenty of rewrites. It's taken me ages to just get this far, and I'm sure I'm going to make a lot more progress over time. I'm having problems just working out the skill list and writing the skill list, even though it should be easy. It's just, I'm finding it difficult for me. I might get someone to help me with that so I can focus on other aspects of it. It is getting there, so I'm doing that, and trying to take it each day as come, and really just enjoying myself as much as I can, and onwards and upwards, as they say. So yeah, I'm going to go in a sec. Thanks for any people that in the future does watch this, because I've literally done it live. I knew I wasn't going to get anyone really, but some people may watch this at some point. Maybe half a dozen people. Maybe it doesn't really matter. It's just for me more than anything else. So I am coming up to my 500th video as well. 500th video, so I will be doing a live one. So hopefully I'll work something out for that one, but definitely look forward to getting to my 500th milestone. But anyway, I want to go. I want to watch more of The Flash, and plenty of other things to do, including sorting out some more hills. But thanks to anyone that is going to end up watching this or go through a whole hour of me rambling on. But anyway, thanks for watching, and till next time.